Good old Brussels sprouts. Now, my mother never cooked these for us as children. I had no idea what they were about, but I used to always hear how horrible they were. I never even wanted to try them. And then when I grew up as an adult, I tried it one time and it was absolutely horrible. It was mushy and overdone. I just couldn't get past it. But then, years down the road, I tried it at a restaurant and it was a totally different experience. I'm going to show you today just how they do it in those restaurants so you can now enjoy the most hated vegetable on planet Earth. Come on in, family. Let's cook.
Yes, chef, BigChefDro, cook it up, let's go. Yes, chef, BigChefDro.
All right, come on in. Let's go over these very few ingredients. First, foremost, we have the balsamic reduction. This is called the balsamic glaze, if you will. I also have about almost a half a cup of light brown sugar. You obviously can use however much you want. If you don't want to use that much, you don't have to. 1 stick of the Kerrygold pure Irish butter. And then here, got some salt pork. Okay, I'm gonna cut these up pretty thick. All right, I'm gonna get these started after we're done with the Brussels sprouts. Speaking of which, the star of the show, and I know they get a bad rap, but these things are absolutely delicious when you cook them the right way. So I'm going to show you how to peel and what to do when it comes to Brussels sprouts. Rule number 1, if you're going to do them this way, this particular way that I'm going to show you now, and I have a few different versions on how I do Brussels sprouts, and I'll probably put together a video and put it in for the members so they can see how I do those different ways of cooking and creating the Brussels sprouts. But the rule with this, the number 1 rule with this, when you're doing it this way, you want to cut these Brussels sprouts up early, let them sit out. As you see, I have them in a strainer. You want, if you cut one of these open, you're going to feel how much moisture, how much water is inside these things. These things need to dry out, and you'll see why as we go forward in the video. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to show you how to peel these Brussels sprouts and what's the significance of it. All right, so let's jump right into this. So I have 4 different sizes of the Brussels sprouts. So these outside are no good. It's sort of like a cabbage in a sense. These outside are no good. Obviously they're dirty, whatever. Got a lot of stuff in there. So here's what I do. I peel them until they're a bright green color. Okay. Now some you may have to work a little bit harder at them because they don't come off that easily. And what I like to do is I like to take my finger and just rub it. See that? I just rub it across and it kind of rolls off of there. If I can't really see it, or you know, like this piece I want to get off, I really can't see it, so I'll just rub, see that? Just rub my finger around and it'll kind of roll right off. Now, how much you take off is totally up to you. I like to get deep off in there. I like to get nice and deep off in there, okay? And sometimes you'll see some that have some blemishes on the side. You can cut those off. That's not a big deal. But when they come out, I want them to have a nice bright green color to them, right? And I'll just do this one for you again so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All these, and when you cook these up, these outsides are really bitter, and it'll mess up everything. Also, the way we're going to cook it, these are the ones that get charred really fast and it just tastes like burnt. Like, you know what burnt tastes like? That's what it tastes like, burnt. And it's not really good at all. Okay. Now these small ones, you may want to hesitate with taking too many off. I say go for it. Get as many off as you possibly can, even with the small ones. Okay. This one looks pretty good. I'll get the knife, and what I do is I just take a little bit of that back piece off. Okay. Then I split it open. Now, once you split it open, that's going to be wet right there. That's wet. That's all water and moisture. Okay, from the Brussels sprout itself, and that's what you don't want to cook with. The way this I'm cooking it this time. Now, if you're putting it in the oven, or if you're putting it in a pan to just cook it in a pan by itself, that's fine. You can obviously go right ahead, but I will caution that even if you're doing it in a pan, you still want to dry it out, because you don't want that water messing up your char. If you're going to put it in a pan, you're going to put it down like that or down like that. You want it to be dry. You don't want that moisture there, you know, messing up your little char that you're going to get. All right. See, we explain stuff over here. All right. So now you don't want to go too far up there, because everything will fall apart. You want to keep a little bit of that on there. See that? You want to keep that on there, because when you cut it, you don't want it falling apart. Okay. And don't cook Brussels sprouts whole. You know, that's your mama's way of doing Brussels sprouts back in the 80s and the 70s. Don't cook Brussels sprouts whole. Okay. So here we got them, and I'm gonna let these sit out, put a little water on them or whatever, and wash them a little bit. And then I'm gonna have to let these sit out as well. So when we come back, we'll have the oil ready to go, and then I'll show you how to cook these Brussels sprouts. Okay. All right. So while we're waiting on the oil to get hot, okay, the hotter this gets, the more these are going to char. Okay. I don't particularly like all of it charred, but maybe that first batch, I'd like for that first batch to get, you know, a little charred on it. Now the second batch, you're going to have to wait for the oil to heat up again. You don't want to take the first batch out and then immediately put another batch in. Okay. You want to let that oil get hot. All right. Now, in the beginning, I wouldn't get the oil to smoking, but I would go somewhere around 300, 315. Now, here's a pro tip for you. Because yes, there is still water in these Brussels sprouts. There is still a little remnant of it. And if you ever put water in hot oil, you know what the outcome is going to be. It's going to be popping everything. The oil is going to flare up, and you just don't want that. Okay. So to prevent this from happening, get you one of these, and you don't have to have one as big as I do. You really don't. And you'll just be able to get it off in there in a safe manner. Okay. So this particular recipe has a lot of do's and don'ts and, you know-how involved in it. It's one of the ways to make this into a great dish. Right. So once it gets hot, we will be back. I think that's everything I have to say for right now. So I'm about at 300 degrees, a little bit, about 310. Just checked it about a couple of minutes ago with my thermometer here. So let's go ahead and go in. As you can hear, all of this is from the moisture. This is from the moisture. Now, had we not let it dry out, it would have went all over the place. It would have been popping like crazy. So you want to let this sit out for at least 2 to 3 hours before you get to this position. Now, as you see, it was pretty hot, so it's charring up pretty good. I don't want it too hot, because it will burn fast, and the hotter it is, the more it's going to react to that moisture that's in them. Okay. So now this is all the way on high. There's no need to turn this down at all. And I'm on gas, so it's going to get there a little faster. It's going to be a little bit hotter than the electric, because the electric turns off now and again. And you don't want to cook them too long. You don't want them to get mushy. You know, that's the whole purpose of cooking them this way. You want them to get a little char on them, but you don't want them to be mushy. All right, so this has probably been a couple of minutes, minute and a half, 3 minutes maybe. And you just want to go ahead and get these out of here. Wait, I'm putting it in the wrong bowl. Hold on, let me get a bowl. Yeah, I put them in the wrong bowl, in the wrong thing. That's the pan I'm gonna cook the bacon in. So you wanna get you a bowl that's durable enough to handle this, the hot Brussels sprouts. Kind of drain them off a little bit. See how nice and charred they're getting? All right, family, so we have everything out. And just look at how nice and colorful this is. You have some charred, but you have some green that are in there as well. And man, that just makes for a beautiful presentation within itself. So let's go ahead and get this bacon ready. Cold pan, starting off, put the, not the bacon, the salt pork. I guess you call it bacon. But get that in a cold pan. And let's get this all cooked off, and we'll be back once that happens. All right, we are looking good. This thing here, let's go ahead and take this out. I have some paper towels on the side, and once that's done, we'll be back. All right, let's go ahead and get this Kerrygold off in there. And at this point, folks, we are done. So go ahead, scoop some of this out. Let's get ready for the plate presentation. All right, so we got it all plated up. Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, drizzle some of this nice balsamic glaze on top. Man, we're gonna get ready for the taste testing. The time has arrived. We're gonna go ahead and get off into this real quick. Just let me taste one of these by themselves. Man. Get the salt pork with it too. Let me see. Man, that's nice and sweet. That balsamic. Wow. Folks. Man, this is good, man. Wow. I'm definitely going to drop another video on the other ways that I make Brussels sprouts, but I'm going to do it for members only. And these are some doozies. One of these is an over-the-top way. I mean, it's join, become a member. You'll see it soon. One more bite. Hold on. Look here, folks. That's absolutely phenomenal. Oh man. So obviously I'm going to add this to the holiday seasonal menu. Believe it or not, you can put this on the table at Thanksgiving or Christmas and people will go crazy for it. You're going to need some time to prep and cut and, you know, peel and all that good stuff. And you're going to need you a nice little large quantity. Now, I'm not going to promise you that everybody's going to sit up in there and eat it. But the ones that do, they're gonna love it. Wow. So once again, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time here on the channel, I want to thank you and I want to welcome you as well. Don't forget, hit that like button on your way out. That way the algorithm picks up everything, takes the video to new heights. Also, if you're not a subscriber, my analytics tells me that over 80% of the people that watch my video are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. And if you want more in-depth content, more extra videos, more one-on-one cooking classes with me, become a member. Right next to the subscribe button is a join button. Hit that. You'll see the 4 tiers and what they offer you, the monthly payments for those. And hey, you're just supporting the chef that's business was affected by Hurricane Ian. That's all you're doing. And you're getting a lot of great perks in the meantime as well. So folks, that's it for today. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and finish this bowl of Brussels sprouts. So until the next time we see you folks, until the very next video, as always, family, peace.
Yeah, chef, BigChefDro, cook it up, let's go. 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 It's no debate,